Plymouth Argyle remain your leaders over in League One despite a bit of a humping in the FA Cup. Can they return to winning ways back in the league? We can take a look at it. All of it next. That's right, folks. I'm giving a predictor video today before the match number 18 over in League One. And we'll get to that in just one second. If you know where you've been, smash your subscribe button back to all things Rovers related, League One related, World Cup related. About a couple of weeks' time. That's right. Goodness gracious me. Plymouth got a bit of a spanking in the FA Cup, but of course, that does not reflect their position in the table. Of course, currently sitting pretty in the number one spot, but can, of course, the likes of Ipswich, Wednesday, or even Posh close in on them this coming weekend. We'll take a look at all of it in a second. Of course, big shout out to our VIPs. They are the patrons. You know who you are. But of course, let's get cracking. Of course, have a look at what we're talking about. Then, of course, hang on, what's going on here? What's going on here? Can we see? There we go. That's what I'm talking about. So, minimise that bad boy. Here we go. Let's jump in the deep end, of course, and have a look at what we're talking about. So these games, of course, are the ones that we did take place back on the weekend of the October the 29th. There have been additional games, and I'll go on about those in a minute. Let's recap these ones, though, and bring it bang up to date with, of course, our own little mini predictioning. So here we go, then. Bolton one's got humped by Oxford at home. 3-1 win for Oxford. Charlton and Ipswich was an 8-goal Bobby Dazza 4 apiece. You couldn't have predicted that bad boy, could you? Meanwhile, Cheltenham with the draw against MK Dons. Derby did spank Bristol Rovers there, 4-2 in the end, 2-2 in my eyes. Barnsley with a 2-0 win over Forest Green, got that one bang on the nose. Fleetwood 3-1 win over Accrington. Stanley, well done to them. I went with a draw myself. Posh with a 1-0 win over Cambridge. I went with a victory. Port Vale the same with a 1-0 win over Lincoln, 2-1 win for me. Portsmouth stumbled to a draw against Shrewsbury. I went with a win for the hosts. Sheffield Wednesday 4-2 win over Burton. I went with a 3-1, not too shabby on my end. Wycombe Wanderers 1, Morecambe 1. Got the right amount of goals on that one, but not the right result. And Plymouth 4-2 winners over Exeter in a bit of a derby down there on the coastal areas. I went with a 2-1. You double it, and you get that one bang on the nose. Let's take a look at, of course, the table right here, right now, with, of course, a handful of games that have already been played. Additionally, on the results there. So back on the midweek of the 1st of November, Lincoln drew with Stanley, Morecambe drew with Derby, Wycombe drew with Port Vale, and actually Oxford drew with Fleetwood. So there's 4 additional games that all ended up as a draw. So they've also been added to this graphic right here, right now. There is an additional game taking place tomorrow, which is Wednesday, the 9th of November. It will be Shrewsbury up against Oxford, which will, of course, shape up this area of the table. And then it'll bring you bang up to date with what we're going to be looking at shortly. But this is the table, as you see. Plymouth leading the charge, 4 points clear over Ipswich. Of course, with Sheffield Wednesday breathing down the next. Posh, Portsmouth, Bolton are in the playoffs at the moment. Derby breathing in there, of course. Barnsley one in on it. Charlton, Port Vale, and maybe even Exeter, Wycombe, Lincoln, Shrewsbury. It is actually too tight. It's actually very difficult to call at the moment. I'd say between Derby all the way down to Bristol Rovers at the moment. Burton, Forest Green, Morecambe, MK Dons going down at the moment. Stanley got to keep an eye over, watch over their shoulder because they get sucked into that very, very soon. Anyway, that's the play there. This is, of course, the winner of our predictor of the month. It is Frosty, picking up the top honours. Well done to him. How did he do it? He did it by doing this, of course, by picking up where are you? Just the 4 points this week. But of course, it wasn't one this last week. It was one before with his other performances anyway. Jimmy Watton, of course, Blue Jack plays, and Shane O'Donnell, Texas Hold'em, Pennywise, Carl McGucker in the top 3. Well done to those guys. Give them a round of applause. What about, of course, the overall state of play? It looks like this. Frosty, of course, 80 points on the board. Jimmy Watton there, Riley Turton, and then the chasing pack. Of course, have a look at it. Take a bow. If you see your name, what are you going to do? You're going to smash that thumbs up. That's the rules around here. Smash the old thumbs up. Do us a favour. Give us a like right about now, of course. It is free. Get involved. Cut Force League One. Get your name in lights. And of course, see if you can outflex the big boys, including me. So anyway, we're going to jump in the deep end with the next round of games, which of course take place this coming weekend, kicking it all off on Saturday, November the 12th. The games do slow down a little bit in the league. It looks like just one a week, which is good for me because it's quite mad keeping up with the Joneses on these bad boys. So here we go. They kick it all off with Stanley up against Sheffield Wednesday, coming at you over in Accrington. Stanley played each other 2 times since 2021. One win for Sheffield Wednesday, death of Accrington, 1 draw. Of course, Stanley though, 1 win in 5 for them, 42% fall for them. At the moment, Sheffield Wednesday unbeaten in the last 7 games, 83% fall for them heading into this last time around. Coming at you over at Stanley, it was a 3-2 win for Sheffield Wednesday back in November 2021. Stanley though picking up a 4-1 win over Crawley, bit of a response for them in the FA Cup. Wednesday going through at the expense of Morecambe at the past weekend as well. The odds right here are now 50-4 is your Stanley, 4-3 on is your Wednesday, 13-5 is your draw. I'm back in Wednesday here, unfortunately. I'd love to see Stanley get back to winning ways, but I just can't see them ousting one of the favourites to go up. Meanwhile, Bristol Rovers up against Fleetwood. Fleetwood Town coming at you over in Bristol. Now these two sides have played each other 14 times since 2012. 4 wins to Bristol Rovers, 5 wins to Fleetwood, 5 draws of course. Bristol Rovers though 67% form for them at the moment, just 1 defeat in the past 6 up against the Fleetwood Town side, just 1 defeat past 6 also, as they tried to make a bit of a sneaky push into the top 6 as well. Kicking on forward, last time played each other at Bristol, that was a 4-1 win for Fleetwood way back in November 2020. Fleetwood though 3-1 winners over Oxford to go through to the next round of the FA Cup. Bristol Rovers the same with a 1-0 win over Rochdale. They'll be in the hat for the second round as well. The odds right here right now, the Bristol Rovers 6-5 for the victory, 9-4 is your away win, 9-4 is also the draw. And back in, of course, the Rovers here under Barton's boys, who are trying to get themselves up the table. A couple of wins and you're in. That's all you need. And of course, they'll start that push with a win over Fleetwood Town. Burton Albion against Charlton, of course, coming after the Pirelli. Now these two sides have played each other 6 times in 2018, 2 wins for Burton, 4 wins for Charlton, and we've got no draws. Of course, Burton though winning 2 times at the last, actually winning 3 of the last 5, 58% form for them right now. Charlton though just 1 defeat past 6, 75% form for them heading into this as well. Last round though over at Burton, it was a 1-0 win for Charlton back in November 2021. Of course, Burton beating Needham Market in the FA Cup to go through. Charlton with a big 4-1 win over Colville as well. No shockers between these two in the FA Cup. The odds here, 9-5 is your Burton, 23-10 is your draw, 29-20 is your away win here. We are back in, we're going to back a draw here, point apiece. I know that looks a little bit a bizarro world, but I just think Burton have been scrapping, and I think Charlton will be lucky to get a point at the end. Cambridge up against Bolton, Wanderers come at you from Cambridge. Now these two sides have played each other 4 times since 2020, 1 win for Cambridge, 2 wins for Bolton, and we've got 1 draw. Cambridge though, 42% form for them right now, winning twice the last 6. Bolton though, back-to-back defeats, 58% form for them heading into this. Last round though, over in Cambridge, it was a 1-0 win for Cambridge back in the one birthday, back in the 20th of August to 2021. Cambridge though, drawing with Curzon Ashton, big 0-0 draw in the FA Cup. They'll do that again over in Cambridge this time. Bolton with a loss to Barnsley. That was a mega FA Cup first round tie there. Big win for Barnsley. Bolton go crashing out as well. But the odds right here right now, coming out here, we've got 3-1 as your Cambridge, we've got 5-2 as your 11-10 on as your Bolton here. We're going to go with a 2-0 win for Bolton Wanderers on the road. Of course, they are in the mix. They're trying to get back to the big time. Once again, Exeter City up against Peterborough, of course, come at you over at Exeter. Played the 4 times to 2010, nothing for Exeter, 3 for Peterborough, 1 draw, of course. Exeter, though, just 1 defeat past 4, 42% form for them right now. Peterborough, though, unbeaten in the last 4, 58% form for them heading into this. Last time around, though, over in Exeter in the league, it was a 2-2 draw way back in September 2010. Exeter picking up a 3-2 win over Port Vale in the Cup to go through. Posh drawing Salford, of course. They'll do that again later in the month of November. Meanwhile, kicking off forward on this one, we have 90-10 is your Exeter, 12-5 is your 11-8 is your away win here. Posh are in 4th. Tight one. Going to go with an Exeter victory here, which of course will dent Peterborough's automatic promotion ambitions. Meanwhile, Morecambe, got a soft spot for Morecambe against Pompey, of course, coming at you over at the Globe. Aztec Arena, whatever they call it. Played each other 10 times, 2013, 2 for Morecambe, 3 for Pompey, 5 draws, of course, both coastal towns, remember. Of course, Morecambe with a 1-0 win, with a 1 win in the last 6, 32% form for them right now. Pompey with a 1 defeat in the past 6, 67% form for them heading into this. Last round over at Morecambe was a 1-1 draw back in April 2022. The away side hasn't won this game at all since my records began back in 2013. Pompey with a 3-1 win over Hereford, they are through. Morecambe with a 2-0 loss against Sheffield Wednesday, they are out in the last round of the FA Cup. 4-1 is your Morecambe, 13-5 is your 11-8 on is your Pompey. I'm back in Pompey though, 2-1 win for them. They're up there in 5th. I'd love to see them back in the big time as well, competing in the Championship once again. Forest Green Rovers up against Wycombe Wanderers as well. Come at you over at the Vegan Park. Played the 4 times since 2012. Nothing for Forest Green. 3 for Wycombe. 1 draw, of course. Forest Green, though, 1-2 lost to and draw 2 over the last 6. That's 50% form for them right now. Wycombe also 1-2 lost to and draw 2 over the last 6. 50% form for them. However, without a win in 4. Coming at you, though, last round at Forest Green, it was a 2-1 win for Wycombe back in January 2018. Wycombe picking up a 2-0 loss to Walsall in the cuff. They're out. Forest Green Rovers with a big 2-0 win over South Shields. They are through to the second round of the FA Cup as well. The odds right here right now, 11-5 is your Forest Green, 12-5 is your 23-20 is your away win here. We are back in the Vegans to get a point here. Wycombe, we're not going to be happy with that as they want to make another push for top 6 as well. Ipswich Town up against Cheltenham, of course, over at Portman Road. Now, these two sides have played each other 2 times since 2021. Of course, nothing for Ipswich, 1 for Cheltenham, 1 a draw as well. Of course, Ipswich unbeaten in the last 4, 58% form for them right now. Cheltenham just 1 win and 6, 25% form for them heading into this. Last time played each other in the league in Ipswich, it was a 0-0 draw back in the 22nd of the 2nd, 2022. Ipswich with a 3-0 win over Bracknell. They're through to the FA Cup second round. Cheltenham crashing out to Alfchurch. A bit of an upset there, monster upset in the FA Cup. That's what it's all about, though, isn't it? Really, in the FA Cup. Ipswich with a 7-2 on for the victory. 17-4 is your 10-1 is your long shots. That's Cheltenham, who, of course, where are they in the table? They're, of course, down in 19th right now. Ipswich, of course, second spot. I'm going going to go with the win for the hosts here, 3-0 win for them, keeping the heat at the top of the table. And of course, at the top of the table, it is Plymouth who go to Lincoln this coming weekend at Sincil Bank. Play each other 7 times since 2013, 2 wins for Lincoln, 3 for Plymouth, 2 draws, of course. Lincoln, though, without a win, 3, 50% form for them right now, 1-2 lost 2 and drawn 2, up against the Plymouth side, just 1 defeated past 6, and it was a big one, 75% form for them heading into this. Last round, though, over in Lincoln, it was a 2-2 draw back in October 2021. Of course, it was a 4-goal thriller there. Grimsby, though, spanking Plymouth, knocking them out of the cup, clean out. Of course, Lincoln also out, losing to Chippenham, another cup upset in the first round. The odds right here are now 21-10 is your Lincoln, 11-5 is your draw, 30-10 is your away win, which of course is the Green Army. Going to back them, of course, 2-1 win for them, 3 points in the bag, maintaining the top of the table status. MK Dons take on Derby at the Stadium MK, bit of a zinger this one, and it could go either way. Which way do you think it'll go? Let me know down below. Of course, played each other 15 times in 1996, 4 wins MK Dons, 6 wins to Derby, 5 draws, of course. MK Dons, though, losing once in the last 5, 58% form for them at the moment. Derby, just 1 win in the last 6, 42% form for them at the moment, drawing a lot of games, though, drawing 3 out of the last 4. They're unbeaten in the last 4 as well. Last time they played at the Stadium MK was back in the Championship back in September 2015. It was a 3-1 win for Derby, so they'll look to repeat that once again. Meanwhile, kicking it forward, MK Dons with a big 6-0 win over Taunton to go through to the FA Cup second round. 1, 2, 3 clean sheets on the bounce for MK Dons. Derby duked it out to a 2-2 draw against Torquay. They'll do that again, this time at Pride Park in the FA Cup first round replay. 40-5 is your MK Dons, 23-10 is your even Stevens is your Derby. I'm back in MK Dons here, believe it or not, of course, with a 2-1 win over Derby to give themselves a monster 3 points and denting Derby's playoff ambitions. Oxford United up against Port Vale, coming out to the Kazam. That's right, played each other 15 times in 1996, 7 wins apiece and a draw between them. Of course, Oxford, though, 50% form for them right now, 1-2 lost 2 and drawn 2, unbeaten though in the last 3. Up against the Port Vale side, winning 3 of the last 6, 58% form for them heading into this. Last time around, though, over at the Kazam, it was a 2-2 win for Oxford back in April 2017. That was in League One. Exeter with a 3-2 win over Port Vale, knocking them out of the cup. Oxford, where the heck is their FA Cup match? Don't even know what's going on. They must have played either tonight, tomorrow. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Oxford in the cup. I don't see it. Anyway, 6-5 is your Oxford, 11-5 is your draw, 23-20 is your 23-10 is your away win. I'm back in Oxford here to bounce back, 2-0 win for them, start to climb that bloody table. 2-0 win for them, and then wrap it up. It's Shrewsbury, it is Barnsley at Gay Meadow, I think they call it. Based on the 4 times in 2015, 2 wins apiece, no draws. Shrewsbury, though, back-to-back games without a loss, 42% form for them over the last 6. Barnsley, though, 58% form, winning 3 times in the last 6 heading into this match. Last time around, over at Shrewsbury, it was a 3-1 win for Shrews. Back in, of course, Salop, back in October 2018. Shrewsbury 2-1 win over York. They're through to the knockout stage on their next round of the Cup. Barnsley with a 2-1 win over Bolton to go through as well in the FA Cup. We got 8-5 is your Shrewsbury, 11-5 is your draw, 70-10 is your away win, which of course is Barnsley, which I'm going to go with a draw here, a point apiece. I picked a couple of draws in here. What do you think about that? Let me know down below. And of course, if I'm right, this is what the table will look like, with of course that one other game, Shrewsbury against who was it? Shrewsbury against Oxford. Believe it or not, the bottom 2 teams there. That's not taken into account for the table. But anyway, regardless of all that, Plymouth will still be leading. Ipswich will be in second, Wednesday third, Posh fourth, Pompey fifth, and Bolton sixth. It's pretty much as you were, really, right? Isn't it? The top 6 as you were. Anyway, if you want to get involved, cut4/League One, it is free. Get your name in lights and see if you can outpick the big boys. Of course, that is it. Smash your subscribe, smash your thumbs up, smash the little bell. Like League 2 and the Vanarama National League, the football just keeps on trucking on here with maybe a restricted schedule or a less demanding schedule for League 1, League 2 and the Vanarama National League. So we'll keep on predicting those alongside the World Cup action, which of course is going to be very, very busy right here on the channel. But until then, guys and girls, we'll see you soon for the next one, and I'm out of here.